Casey Kasem, an American DJ, radio personality, and voice actor, once said, despite all the technical improvements, it still boils down to a man or a woman and a microphone, playing music, sharing stories, talking about issues, communicating with an audience. Now, I know not all of us, or no one really, walks around with a microphone in their pocket, ready to take it out and communicate in all the different ways that they want to communicate in. But that's my object for today. I have this toy microphone. This is my daughter's microphone. It was gifted to her last year. And it's honestly one of my daughter's favorite toys because it actually works. Um, it's been such a joy for me to see my daughter play with this because I am a worship leader. That is my passion. I love singing. And throughout the weeks, actually, I have seen my daughter's love for music grow. She loves singing. She's learning, little kid songs. And it makes me so happy to see that, to see my daughter loving music because it is such a passion of mine. I love singing. Like I mentioned, I'm a worship leader. Music runs in my family. So many people in my family sing. So many people in my family are musicians. My husband's a musician. And I'm so glad and I'm enjoying this season of my life where my daughter is starting to learn worship songs and is starting to love singing. Now, I am a worship leader, but I am also a young adult life group leader. And I spend so much time talking, sharing God's word. A microphone is used to share, to speak, to declare. And that is one of my other jobs within the church, to be a young adult life group leader. And it's a job that I do not take lightly. It is a job that I do with all of my heart, to be able to instill hope, to be able to instill, joy into other girls by just talking with them, messaging them throughout the day, talking with them, when they're going through hard situations. Just 5 minutes ago, I got a text from, a young girl that was going through something with her family, and I'm able to share with her what I know from my knowledge, from my wisdom. I'm able to instill hope in her and pray for her and use words to declare that over her. Now, not only can you use a microphone to speak simple words, to talk, to communicate, but sometimes you need to be heard. And I'm sure we've all seen people standing on a street corner, protesting, wanting their point of view to be heard, out in rallies. I know throughout last year we saw a lot of that, where there was so many protests for different, organizations, different movements that have been happening. Now, something that I've learned about myself is that I am very vocal. I like to be heard. I like to have my point of view heard and understood. And I am very opinionated. I'm very observant. I like to make sure that people know my opinion and know where I stand on certain issues. And I like to use that for the positive. I am growing. We're all growing here, and I'm trying to use that for the positive, to use it as a positive in my life, to be opinionated, to be vocal. And I think in that same way, you use a microphone when you want to be heard over the crowds, when you want to be heard on the street corner, over the street noises. And I really enjoy that I have learned throughout these weeks, throughout these days, I've learned that I communicate in so many different ways, whether it be a love song, whether it be a worship song. I'm able to use that to communicate. I'm also able to communicate in my life group with my young girls, the young girls that I disciple. I'm able to lead them and guide them with simple words and just talk them through different situations that they go through. I also love that I'm able to be opinionated, that I'm able to just have my voice be heard. I'm growing and I'm using that as a positive, but I'm glad that I have so many different ways to communicate.